Update. My sister is seeing a married man and I got beaten because of her. Original post. I have no idea where my idiot sister is because she went on vacation with her friends. All I know is that I'm going to pull her hair out when I see her. My sister and I go to the same university. Although we are 3 years apart, we are almost identical. And people always confuse us for twins. And today I suffered because of what resemblance we have. Because as soon as I left my university to go to my car, a lady threw herself on me to start dragging me by the hair while she was yelling at me a lot of things and insults. By pure instinct, I also began to fight. Honestly, at that moment, I thought that some homeless person had an attack of dementia or something. I pulled her body hair until my friends separated her from me. The woman was crying, and behind her, there were 2 more women who were with her arguing with my friends. The woman was yelling at me that I am her husband's slut, and I didn't understand anything about what was happening. But at that moment, my mind clicked, because I know that my sister is dating an older man. She doesn't tell me much about him, but she shows me the gifts he gives her. I told the woman that she was looking for my sister, and basically the people who were with her yelled at me that I must be just as lucky as my sister. I'm not, I think, and tried to fight again, but the police approached us and it was all too messy. Now my scalp is full of scratches, my back is scraped by the asphalt, and my hair hurts too much. And my sister doesn't answer my calls to explain what the heck she did before I tell my mother what happened. I know that if I tell my parents about this, they might even stop paying for my sister's education, because it's not the first time she does something like this. I'm going to tell them? Yes, but first I need to talk with my sister. The humiliation of having been beaten up at my university for something I didn't do is too bog. It gives me chills to think about coming back on Monday and that the people who saw us believe that I'm to blame for that when my sister was the culprit. Poor woman. I do feel empathy for her, but I didn't deserve that beating. My sister is not a good person at all, so it's easy to see her in a situation like this. At least she should have asked my name before that. Edit. Yes, we ended up at the police station and I filed charges against her, even though she apologized to me a lot once she calmed down a little bit. To be honest, her friends were worse than her, in the sense of wanting to keep fighting when it was all over. But anyway, that doesn't justify that the fool hit the wrong person. For now, I'm just going to wait for my sister to come back, because I want to say everything with her present so that she can't run away from our parents. It's not the first time my sister has messed with a married man. Now for the top comments before reading the update. The fact she said you're probably a slut too? Don't feel sympathy for her. She's turned just as hateful. Her friends said that, not her. She was too overwhelmed to be honest, and her friends didn't help at all because they screamed louder than she did. Your sister repeatedly sleeping with older married men is such a huge red flag. Everyone is so hung up on her being a homewrecker, which isn't even a thing, unless she pursued and manipulated him into being with her, which I highly doubt. Your sister needs help. Does she have a history of trauma that you might not know about? What trauma? She likes to sleep with married men, and she's not a minor. Because she likes to have money and sex without the responsibility of being the wife. She just likes to be the mistress, and she always says that. My sister finds the responsibility of being a wife stupid and prefers just to have fun. I know my sister better than anyone, and yes, she is a homewrecker who enjoys being one. What is wrong with your sister? But also, what the heck is wrong with this lady? Beating one of your husband's girlfriends certainly won't stop him from pursuing other women. Shaking my head. Of course she won't beat her husband. She's been conditioned to believe it's the woman's fault, and that women are competition, or else she wouldn't have treated her this way. If she blames the woman, then she won't have to admit to herself that she made a poor choice in husband. It's this one. It's always this one. If it's your partner's fault, you have to flip your whole life upside down leaving them, or spend the rest of your life with the villain of the story. If it's the affair partner's fault, you can just quietly hate a relative stranger forever. Tell your parents. Your sister will never learn unless she is put in her place. Even then, she might not learn. At least you get it off your chest. You should press charges on that crazy lady. She should get her facts straight before attacking someone. Plus, it's her husband's fault, not yours. You need to protect yourself. She won't. She already knows what happened. That sister is garbage. Ain't no reason to ignore your sister's calls, unless you hate her or crap hit the fan, or drugs. Now for the update a few days later. Hi, my sister came back from her vacation a few days ago. I waited for her to come back because I didn't want her to run away from telling our parents what happened, and I wanted her to be the one to tell them everything. My sister lives with our parents. No, she's not a teenager. She's almost 30. I don't know why someone in the comments said that she was suffering from grooming when she's 28. There's even over 40 years old people in college. And anyways, you need to be an adult to be there. So when she arrived, I was already there. When my parents asked me what the heck happened to me, I told them to wait for my sister to come to talk about it. So they already knew that it was about her. Many people don't understand that there are people who likes to be the second and enjoy feeling that they can sleep with anyone, even with a forbidden one. And my sister is that type of person. Since she was a teenager, she flirted with her friends' boyfriends. She did it to measure her value with others. But she never flirted with any of my boyfriends. At least she has her limits. Now that she is older, she likes to sleep with married men. For her, it is better to receive gifts and fun without the pressure of being the wife. Her words. We discussed this many times. At the end of the day, it's all a self-esteem and ego problem that my sister has. She needs to know that she can get whatever she wants. Anyway, a few days ago, the cheating man had sent a message to my sister telling her that his wife beat him and kicked him out of the house after she found out about his affair with my sister. The woman found my sister's IG and sent her messages telling her to stay away from her family because apparently the man took their kids to some of the dates with my sister. And my sister, who is a big idiot, followed a fight with the woman insulting her. She showed me the chat and was clearly encouraging the woman to fight, calling her names, etc. And that's how I ended up getting beaten. According to my sister, she didn't believe that the woman was really going to hit her. But then I started to message her and she basically ignored me because she didn't want to get that kind of stress. And also because she knew she screwed up. Honestly, so many comments told me that my sister was not to blame for anything that I began to believe it. Until I saw the messages she sent to that woman, almost begging for a beating. And I stopped feeling any kind of empathy for her. She's not a good person and never was. I was furious, but my mother was even more angry. It is not the first time that my family has been affected because of her sexual adventures. This time, we did not lose money or friends, but I was physically attacked, which is worse. My sister justified herself by saying that she is single and has no responsibility for any marriage. But my mother told her that we all suffer because of her problematic behavior and that, morally, she's helping to ruin the lives of many because of her ego. It all ended with my sister throwing a tantrum like always, and even blaming me for looking like her. But this time, my father kicked her out of the house with her things. I found it a little sad that my own parents apologized to me for their adult daughter's behavior. At the end of the day, I feel sad to see my parents and other people because of her behavior. And about that woman, she contacted me the next day I got beaten and was really sorry. She said she would pay for any medical expenses, but I'm fine. She sounded much calmer without her friends and told me that she had never done anything like that. But she felt a very strong hatred for my sister and her ex because of how they talked about her with the children. Although she sounded really regretful, a large part of me wanted her to kick my sister's butt. But that's not going to happen. Even if that doesn't make me a good person, I would have liked to see that. I'm sorry for the boring update, but not much happened except that. She didn't send me a message or anything like that. Anyways, I just pray that my parents still don't talk to her, so I can see her as little as possible. Wow, 28? Really? You're never too old for this crap. My sister tries to get with rich married men for the same reason. She's in her mid-40s. She wants all the fun and gifts without the relationship and commitment. In my sister's case, she's a gold digger. Always was, even as a kid. She bleeds them dry and tosses them aside. I've been attacked before because of her and the lies she's told. She tried to get her boyfriend to run me over with his car once, and he almost did it. If 2 others weren't with me that night, I would have been in hospital or worse. She's also sent him into my bedroom to beat me when I still lived at home. The old pair had no problems with him following me in after I just got out of the shower and was still in my towel. I had to fight him off while trying to keep myself covered. Everyone was cool with this because he's a rich doctor's son. She also spewed a ton of lies about me all over town, and people would randomly attack me. I couldn't leave the house without someone coming for me. My reputation was left in tatters. I've blocked my sister from my life because of her behavior and how it destroys my life when she's in it. You should do the same as soon as you can and move far away from her. I've moved to another country and I'm happier. Her lies got found out and she's an outcast now. No one wants to have anything to do with her and her non-stop lies. No one wants to date a woman they can't believe. She's stuck living with a narcissist sociopath now because there's no one else who will take her in, and he is obligated to, related to us unfortunately, as he's the only person she has decided to destroy. She'll be stuck with him unless he passes, and then she's on her own. The hundreds of relatives that live nearby won't even talk to her after everything she did to me and them. Your sister is looking at the same future. Trying to tell her won't do anything to stop it. She's going to keep spiraling out of control until she hits rock bottom. She might listen then, or like my sister, she probably won't, and she'll just destroy her own life further. Make sure you'll be far away when that happens. I was really expecting the parents to take your sister aside, but I'm really glad they didn't. She deserves to be kicked to the curb, and I hope they don't let her come back. She sucks. A lot. She might not be entirely morally bankrupt, but damn, she's trying her best to get there. I hope you're healing up okay and things get back to normal for you, and you don't have to deal with more of your sister's mistakes, OB, at least anytime soon.
Last story. All my older daughters learned from my mistakes. When my mother asks you to let your brother move into your apartment, say no. Essentially, it was 3 years ago. My mom and I moved into an apartment together. I had my side, she had hers, and it was peaceful. We had separate bathrooms and spaces. We would come out, talk, and go to our corners. Well, my ain't shit brother was living in an Airbnb, and he was talking to my mom, complaining about how he was working, and my other no-good brother wasn't looking for a job to help out. He spent his whole check to stay in this Airbnb, and on occasion, my mom would have to send him money to help him out. Well, my room has a ton of space, and I guess in the middle of their phone convo, it got brought up that I had a ton of extra space. And that's when he started begging my mom to ask me if he could stay in my room. My mom brought it up, but I would ignore it for a while or change the subject. I don't care if it was selfish then. I finally had my bathroom, and I was so happy. I had a daily shower routine and skincare routine, and I brought dried flowers to hang up, and my bathroom was mine and mine alone. Eventually, my mom wore me down and I agreed to let him stay. She promised how he'd be clean and this and that, etc. Well, guess how that turned out. He is, to put it simply, disgusting. And my bathroom, which was once my pride and joy, has turned into his pig pen. I no longer enjoy showers and haven't kept up with my skincare routine in a year. I finally put my foot down and threatened to start the eviction process if he didn't clean it and keep it clean. I didn't care if my mom didn't agree or thought I was wicked. Screw it. I might have waited too late to do that because recently my mom noticed gnats. I've started to see them too, but we couldn't pinpoint where they were coming from. We thought maybe from the hallway or there was a gap in the balcony door. My brother mentioned that they were coming from the drain today. This led to the investigation, which determined the source was from the bathroom. Well, you know what? My mom determined the sources. My freaking dried eucalyptus. It was not the trash that my brother kept in there. I had to threaten him with eviction to remove it. Nope, it's my freaking eucalyptus. She entered my room while I was working and said the plant was causing the gnats. I was so shocked that I looked at her like she had grown a second head and said it couldn't be the flower. When she asked what was attracting the gnats, I replied, "Can't it be my brother?" Well, she got offended and went on this whole rant where she stormed out of my room, called me psychotic and every name in the book. I had to text her and say that I was talking about the literal trash and food he leaves in the bathroom, and dried plants wouldn't cause an invasion of gnats, especially when I had them before and have been fine. That's when she finally calmed down and told my brother he had to clean up. But while it took her 2.5 seconds to be mad at me for accidentally implying that his physical being was causing gnats, it took her an hour to give him that same energy and lasted maybe 3 minutes. Anyway, rant over. F my life, I guess. Now for the top comments. Move out and let them have each other. Once you aren't his scapegoat anymore, she will get annoyed with him. Or live in filth because you aren't helping clean anymore. I'm already planning for it once I have enough saved up. The funny thing is, this happened before when I went to college. Their messes would be my fault because I'm a girl and should be better. But the moment I went to college and wasn't physically living there, suddenly she realized how dirty and nasty they were. For future references, please do not ever share a living space with your mom ever again. Because this will happen again. Third time's a charm, right? You are a good person. You deserve to have a peaceful home. Yeah, I know now. I thought this would be an issue because the context for us moving was that we got a new landlord and refused to renew the lease despite us living there for 10 plus years and having a good relationship with the previous landlord. My brothers refused to contribute to the cost of moving and finding a new place. They knew we had to move, and they sat and did nothing for multiple months. We found the apartment, loved it, and moved out, and they were left looking dumb as heck. My mom was mad the whole time, and she was happy with just me and her. But I don't know if she started to feel guilty and forgot how they both were, and then cracked. Other than when it comes to my brother, our relationship is good. We like to travel, chill, and enjoy the same things. It's just she's always going to give in to them, and somehow when things go wrong, it's my fault. So I'd rather live on my own and pay higher rent and have an excellent relationship apart. It's your brother. As a fellow older sister to a downright nasty younger sibling, it is 100% your brother. My baby sister has caused 4 infestations so far, all of them different species. Good luck. Yeah, I know. Once we figured out the source, I knew instantly. She tried to tell me that I had to know beforehand, and I rarely take showers in there because it is so disgusting how he keeps it. And I was living with my friends on the weekends, Fridays to Sundays, because they had a clean bathroom that I could use and bathe in. It's wild that she keeps trying to come after me instead of the grown man who had to beg her to be here.